Nothing.
Well. Would you look what the cat dragged in? Picks by Pegasus, Dravy, and the one and only Key 3 Picks. Welcome back to your own show, bro. Glad you decided to show up to work today.
Yeah. Like once every other month now.
Yeah. So far, first Paramount card was a success. Ton of finishes. Is it part of Dana White's 25K for every finish, bonuses? And I think they said there's like 5 million viewers at peak and then like an average of 4.6 million viewers watching. So sounds like it was a success for the first opening card of the year. What did you guys think?
Honestly, I was not impressed. No, for real. I mean, I don't know. The main event was great. Honestly, it was a good fight. And there were some nice finishes to start the card. But, I mean, the commercials, the break,
too much.
The pace was awful, but I mean, to give them some credit, I mean, it was the first card of the year, right? They had a lot to talk about because of the new Paramount deal, and then obviously we lost 2 fights, and so the start time was different and everything. So I think everything went wrong on that end. So I think this week will be way better, honestly, with the pacing and everything. But we'll see. I think we need to give them a couple weeks before we have like a real idea of how things going to go, personally.
I agree. And I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be one of those things that this is the first time Paramount has had like a real live sports. So it's going to be a work in progress with them. They're going to find new things, probably do things differently. I think the timing was more about losing 4 fights than it was ads and shit. But Key, what'd you think, man?
Yeah, I personally kind of just like it. I think it feels more entertainment than like hardcore fan watch. Them like sort of the amount of ads in between rounds, not getting to hear as much coaches' advice and what the coaches are saying, not as much talking from the commentators in between rounds, scoring. So I hope that that's just sort of like working through the pacing and working through all of it. Wow, we haven't even gotten there yet. Respect. But I think that they just got to get a little bit better. The Kate Abdo lady or whatever, them going to the desk 24/7.
Oh, that's the soccer girl. She does like.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I think that we could have just used one of the women that they already have if they were looking for a woman to fill the spot.
I mean, Key, we have a question about that. I mean, there's been a lot of people talking on Twitter, having fun because there's no women's MMA bouts on this card and saying, women's MMA fights are dog shit these days and stuff like that. No women's MMA on pay-per-view. So I guess I'll ask you, do you have any comment on those comments?
People have forgotten. Yeah, people have forgotten. It's been some stinkers lately because they put bullshit grapplers against each other. And then were people really expecting a Rose Namajunas fight to like be overly exciting at this point? Like, I think that we got robbed of an all-timer with Harrison, and I'm not even gonna respond.
You're up there with Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah, I guess I'm up there with Jordan and Braun. But Harrison and Nunes, I think, was going to be an all-timer. We just need to see some more high-level stuff back. Get Shevchenko. Somebody needs to knock her ass out already so we can stop watching that. So, it'll be good times coming soon. Carly Judice fights very soon. We have some other bangers too. Ernesta is going to be back in the cage versus Montenegro. Low-level women's MMA lovers, we are back up.
Yeah. All right. So let's just get right into this. I'll do some comments real quick. I did some of them already. Back-to-back number cards. It's great to see. The hero, Brundage, is back. I think his card's going to be good. Glorious Prince. Yes, Key is back for this card. He'll be back in March, I think, right, Key? March is when the season's done.
March. I'll be done with pickleball season and
nice.
I'll be back on full time.
Yeah, talisman sign. Draws live from the McDonald's deep fryers. All right, let's get right into this card. So this card is obviously the first few fights are going to be road to UFC finale fights, and then after that it becomes a normal UFC card. It's going to be a great night of fights. First fight of the night we have is Namsarai Batbayar versus Aaron Tao. 11-1 versus 9-1. I mean, looking at this fighting odds we have for these two are plus 105, minus 125. I tend to agree. I think it's a mirror matchup here. Key, since you're the back, I'm going to have you go first. How do you think this fight goes? Does Aaron Tao find a way to win, and who's going to outdo each other? I guess they fight the same way, pretty much.
Yeah, this is a toss-up fight for me. I want to back Batbayar because I don't like Aaron Tao, but I have to admit that Aaron Tao's not impressing, but he's impressed me more than I gave him credit for initially. I thought that he was just like a complete ape, absolute meme. I thought that the Elijah Smith fight was just as meme as it could get. And I backed Elijah there at like 3 units at minus 170. I thought that was a steal of the year, but honestly, like Tao is like has good traits. Like he's physically strong. He stays in your face with pressure. It's not that he has a great gas tank. It's just that he fights through it really well. And in his past couple fights, he started to show off like a real jab, and he's not some like distance management warrior or anything, but he's actually started to put together real shots and not just big meat hooks in the pocket or clinch 24/7, which it used to be for a while. So he is developing a real MMA game. You can tell that the work at CKB is actually starting to add up. Do I think that he's ever going to be good? I still don't think he's ever going to be very good. Especially at 32 years old, he's pretty much a finished product, but it's good to see him getting better. And in a fight like this, where I do think that Batbayar is somewhat similar in that he's willing to get in a dick swinging contest too in the pocket. I think that this is a very volatile fight that could have a lot of different outcomes that come through this. But I will say that Batbayar is the better grappler positionally, in my opinion, very clearly. I think that is his path to looking like a clear favorite here. But I just have a feeling based off of the tape and tendencies that this is going to end up a absolute meathead war, just fun fight where it's a whole lot of crowd action, a whole lot of Tao walking him down, looking tough with his face tattoos and all. And so I think that this is set up to be a banger. If Batbayar starts to go dog range, I think that will go with a more skilled fighter. But at minus 125, I'm not running to bet him, but Batbayar is the pick.
I think Batbayar is fine at minus 125. Like you said, I do think he's a better grappler here in a fight where guys are going to throw power. I do think Batbayar probably has a little bit more power, honestly. End of the day, he's Mongolian. So good grappling, more power. Fight the same way. Both going to look for takedowns at times. Both are going to swing as hard as they can and bite down their mouth guard. This is a great fight for the fans, but I'm definitely leaning with the Mongolian here. Drav, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, these road to UFC fights, people might not know, but these 4 fights are probably better than a lot of these prelims on this card. Like some of them are bangers. Me and Peg did, I think, 2 podcasts about road to UFC, and we were talking about some of these guys saying, these guys are really good. Like these fighters on the final, there's at least 3 of them that are very solid fighters. So these fights are very exciting, and this one, I don't think these fighters are like the most skills and everything, but they're very fun to watch and they're entertaining. And they're gonna go at it, like he said. I mean, they're crazy people, both of these guys. Like the way they fight, you can see they don't care about their in the cage, right? And Aaron Tao, people know he's Danoker protege, right? He's a striker. He fought at 135 a bunch. Now he's more at 125. He lost fight because he got grappled on Dana White Contender Series against him, and he got pieced up. You can see he was not really good back then, and now he's making improvements, like he said, like decent jab, good calf kicks, and he's very tough, and he has good cardio. So to me here, the biggest difference, I think Toe is more proven over 15 minutes, and he's shown his toughness and his cardio. And Batbayar on the other end, I think he has the grappling upside. I think his back take can be there because Tao takedown defense is not very good, and I think Batbayar can probably take him down, maybe take the back. But he's sloppy. He doesn't hold position well. His stop control is not the best. So is he going to submit him? I'm not sure it's super likely. And I don't think him holding him down for a lot of the fights is also super likely. So I do give him some takedowns upside, but I'm not sure what he's going to do with them. And then on the feet, I do agree with Peg. I do believe he has more power. He can crack some. And I think Tao is more technical, and I think he's better over 15 minutes. I don't really know what Batbayar over 15 minutes look like, honestly. Like, I think he's going to slow down a bit in round 3, and I think Tao's going to walk him down, like he said. So I'm going back and forth on this one. I'm not sure who I'm picking, honestly. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I lean Batbayar because I think he has the grappling in his back pocket, but it's not a fight I'm super passionate about betting-wise. But, he's the younger guy, more likely to make improvements, I guess. But, Tao is fighting in his hometown with his boys on the card, so that's that. But yeah, I think it's a close fight. Should be around pick'em.
Let's go. Keys back. Tat looks like he eats people liver. Yeah, it's a crazy face tat. Yep. I mean, what else is new? Definitely a close fight. Sulrangbo and Donmar. Yep. I don't know about the lizard. Got no idea.
Good question.
Sulrangbo versus Lawrence Liu. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Liu plus 212. Rangbo is all the way to minus 240 now. Wow. Getting some steam.
I think that's because of your bet, Peg, right? I think
it could be my bet. I played Sulrangbo for 2 units at minus 140. Was I the first person to bet him? Yes. Is everyone tailing me on him? Yes. I tipped it early. Got to beat the line. That's why we do it.
I just want to make sure. So on your bet MMA, you have a blue balloon around that bet. Can you explain to us why is that?
It's because he's 20 years old and his birthday is today. So he's having a birthday. That they're just symbolizing that he's gonna be 21 come fight.
Are you sure it's the real explanation?
100%.
I'll give you +1 for the point.
I see them all the time. I don't know why. They're always on my page. It's weird. It's always birthday weeks. I don't know what's good with that. But
I don't know why. I have no idea. But
well, how about you tell us? What do you think of this Sulrangbo guy? You think he's gonna beat this city kickboxing guy in Liu here?
Yeah, I think he will.
I think he destroys him, and he's only for his 21st birthday, of course.
The main difference for me in this fight is the speed difference is absolutely insane between these two guys. Sulrangbo is actually a really, really good striker, but he's very, very fast and elusive on the feet. And Louis' striking is okay, but he's very stiff and he's very slow. He's there to be cracked. He's been dropped before. He's been hurt before. He's a tough guy. I'll give him that. But I think the difference in speed on the feet will be absolutely insane in this one. And I think Sulrangbo, like his eyes in the cage is very good. He's Sumadarji cousin, as people might not know, but just bringing that up. He's young, training with him, he's gonna be making a lot of improvements. His losses are mainly him getting grappled when he was like 16 and 17 years old, so he's obviously making a lot of improvements. I think his takedown defense is actually pretty good, and I think he's the way better striker in this matchup. So I think he's gonna win the fight. Too much speed, too much power, too precise, too much of a sniper. His footwork is also very, very good. I think Louis can potentially, he has some grappling upside. So I guess if you take this fight, try to look if you think Louis can maybe implement some grappling here. And if you think he can, you probably don't want to lay the price on the Sulang. I personally don't really rate his grappling all that much. I don't think his entries are good. So I don't think him getting a lot of grappling success is super likely. And again, on the feet, it's not that his striking is bad. Like he has decent elbow. He used the jab, city kickboxing guy. But I don't rate him personally. And again, the difference in skills and speed is just massive here. So I'll go with Sulang. I think he get a highlight real KO on this one.
Yeah, Sulrangbo for sure. I think it's an easy parlay piece. This guy just asked, no problem. I think he's going to cover this price relatively easy. I mean, if you follow me, you got him at minus 140. So I don't know. Do with that what you will. Key, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think he's by far the most intriguing prospect on this season of Road to UFC. Lawrence is pretty basic. I think has some durability issues. I'm interested to see how far this kid goes. I think that this is a chance to be really special.
Yep, I think he is. I think he is as well. Edge Zone, guys, shout out Edge Zone. If you don't already, we're in there giving out picks every week. Feel free to join us in there. They got good sports across the board, whether it be, NBA, football, whatever it is, they got great models for it. JB, what's happening, brother? KO pop on Sulrangbo is a very nice look.
Yeah, Yeah, honestly, I think it's KO prop. I think it's around plus 210 on Bet Online. So I wonder what commercial will be. But yeah, I think it's a good look. What he just said about his neck, he does have a long leg, a long neck.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sulrangbo's the best guy from Road. I tend to agree.
Best or second best? I'm not 100% sure, but he's definitely up there.
All right, next fight: Sebastian Szalay versus Kiichiro Nakamura. Nakamura 7-1. Szalay is 10-1. Drop Nakamura is your boy. We'll have you go first here. Nakamura's plus 105. Szalay is minus 125. Are you taking the shot on your boy Nakamura?
Yeah, Peg, we did have some back and forth on the podcast. I'm sure people remember about this Nakamura guy, right? I'm sure even Q remember in the chat, when he fought the young boss, right? You lay what it was, I think you play like minus 250 on the young boss or something, right? And you were like, yeah, you're doing a donation on that big underdog. He's a fraud. He's not good, everything like that. I remember that like it was yesterday,
Stand
right?
by it.
And yeah, it turned out he's pretty good, huh? He's
I think he loses here. I'll tell you that much.
He's pretty good, man. Big power, big for the weight class, a very good striking. Takedown defense is solid. But yeah, his last fight was very fun to watch. And yeah, so I bet him in his last fight he was pick him, and the fight prior I bet him at plus 230 against the young boss. And the reason I'm bringing this up is now he was a bigger favorite or similar prices in this matchup, and I think this is the hardest matchups he's had over these last 3 fights. And just before I break down this fight completely, I think both of these guys are UFC level and can win fights in the UFC right now. So I hope they both signed. I hope they both get signed, honestly, but we'll see about that depending on how the fight is and everything. Sebastian Szalay, right? He's also a very good fighter, very good striker. He's been training with Volk for a long time at his camp. He's Australian, so he's going to be the hometown fighter in this matchup. The way he fight, he kind of remind me of Volkanovski a little bit, right? Yeah. Very good footwork, very good fight IQ, very good defense, use the cage well. He's very fast in the pocket, and I think that's one of the key of the matchup. I think Sebastian in the pocket with his speed and his in and out movements, I think he can maybe catch Nakamura when I think Nakamura in the pocket can be reckless and hittable. So that's one thing. And then I think Sebastian is the better minute winner in the matchup. I think at distance, even though he's the smaller guy, I think he's going to land the kicks. He's the better kicker, better footwork, better movements. And I think he's going to do more over 15 minutes and avoid the KO blow. I think Nakamura, more than likely, if he wins, he's probably going to catch him with a big shot. I think he's the bigger hitter of the two, and he can maybe have a lot of big moments in the fight and maybe steal a decision that way. That's why the line is close. Probably going to be a close fight, don't get me wrong, but I think at this stage, I think Szalay is the more put-together fighter, fighting at home with a good camp, with good training partner around him. Volkanovski giving him great look and everything. And if you go back on his regional tape, right, there's some fights he grappled a bit. He's not the best grappler, but if any of these guys were to grapple, I think that's going to be him, because Nakamura, the times he's lost, is, and one of the reason Peg play Young Boss is because he got like on the ground, he was not great, right? But since then, I think his takedown defense improved, right? But on the back, we've not seen if he actually did improve. So I think that can be something that Szalay try to implement. Szalay, very good cardio, went 5 rounds before, so I think he has the more proven cardio, let's put it that way, better cardio. Yeah, I think he should be a slight favorite here. I think the line is around pick him now. So I think he's a good bet, honestly, but it's probably going to be close. So depending on the price you can get, be careful. And Nakamura is live to knock him out. Like, again, I think he has very good power and he's good at finding his shot. So be careful if you're playing anything there. I wouldn't be playing the over 1.5 because, actually, I think the over 1.5 probably going to hit. But if you think Nakamura is going to win, I think that's going to be by KO, and I think that can be in any round. But I think that's going to be very hard to catch Szalay because of how defensively sound and
he's too polished.
Yeah, he's very good, man, and he's doing all the right things. So, and I think he's on it. I think right now in the UFC, he would win a lot of fights. Like, he's very talented, and I know he's going to be 32 soon, but I think he's in his prime right now, or he's going to be in his prime in like a year or two from now, and I think he's ready for that level.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I played Fight Goes the Distance plus 130. I was looking for that 2.5 at minus 110. Also fine. You'll probably get that on other books when the commercials open them up. But on BetOnline, Fight to Go Distance plus 130. That's how I played it. I think Salazar's better striker, better footwork. He just fights elusive, wins points by minutes. Kind of fights like Volk does in a way, without the knockout power, but with the kicks, managing range perfectly. I don't know. Probably cruises to a decision. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of the analysis so far. I think that Sebastian's like really, really sound technically. High IQ guy, makes a lot of good decisions. But I think that here Nakamura just has some traits that Sebastian just simply doesn't have. Nakamura is probably legitimately, I know in Typology says 5'8" or so, but probably legit 5'10", and he looks big.
And actually, a key on fights on UFC stats, they have him listed at 5'10".
Okay, yeah, that's probably that's definitely correct height. He looks big in there, especially at this weight class. He's gonna have a 4-inch reach advantage here. He does his best work whenever he can get you outside the warning tracks and really tee off against you against the cage with not a lot of exits. I think that has a lot of upside, but I do think that Sebastian is probably the better fighter at this stage of his career right now. I think that, as Drop said, I think that you can throw him in the mix right now with that mid tier, and he's going to swim. I think that he's good, technically sound, good decision maker. But this is a fight that I'm not touching. I could see Nakamura having the bigger moments, potentially hurting him. I can see Sebastian pitching a clean game and getting out of here with decision win. So for me, it's a pass fight. I think Pick'em makes sense.
Yeah. So Champ tends to agree with you. He's going to pass as well. All right. Next fight, Dam Marfan versus Sang Uk Kim, the Frogman. Frogman's 13-3. Dam Marfan 8-2. Only 2 losses are to Quillian Salkilld, who fights later on in the card. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Dam Marfan minus 180. You can get Frogman plus 155. I'll go first here since Drav's away. I think it's Frogman or pass for me personally. Both guys tend to grapple. Both guys want to grapple. On the feet, I do think Frogman's the better striker. I also think that if there's someone who's going to dig deeper, it's going to be Frogman. More reasons to win. Dam Marfan, I don't know, hasn't really impressed me. We've seen him sub twice. Yeah, it's Quillian Salkilld, and don't get me wrong, Frogman's no Salkilld, but I don't know. I think this fight should be lined like a pick'em. It's way too wide, so plus 155 on Frogman looks good to me. Key, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I like Frogman. I was it was pretty fun to watch his tape back. He has just sort of a relentless.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. But at 32, I don't love it. But Dam Marfan, I mean, double knee braces coming out past 2. I believe he's not looking like a young chicken either. But I think that here Dam Marfan is probably the better technical grappler. It'll be interesting to see if he sets too high of a pace for himself. And I believe in that case, Kim is going to weather a storm early and end up melting him down the stretch. I mean, he in the clinch. I mean, he's always
everything.
Active.
Yeah,
like, he fights like a dog. Like he's just always active, and even his boxing it's gotten better compared. If you go back to some of his tape, his boxing is relatively non-existent. So it's gotten better, but you can tell the streets know. But you can tell that he naturally isn't just comfortable with his hands. I think that this is a kind of a thin margin fight. Either way, I think this could come down to literally 1 to 2 reversals that could swing around into a 29-28 decision. So for me, it's dog or pass. And I don't think I'll get to anything here.
Yep. Champ thinks this is a banger too. You think guys are going to try and drown one another? I tend to agree. Yeah, we were all watching it and betting on it too. So he's got a nice jab. Kim strong in the clinch too. Yeah, I tend to agree. Joseph Gasparian talking about, we're talking about Mora Kong Wang. Oh, this is good. That'll be a good podcast next week. Trust me. All right, Drop. What do you think for this Frogman versus Don Marfar? Me and Key both picked Frogman.
Oh, Key, you picked Kim too?
I lean Marfan, but from a betting standpoint, it's
okay. Yeah, I mean, now that the line is going up, I do have, because I remember these guys, but I need to tape it. I've not taped this one yet, but I know they're both good on the ground, right? But I need to see some specific things about the grappling and everything. I know Dom. I know he's been finished twice by Salkilld. Obviously, I've watched these fights a lot of times, but I need to see more about the grappling positions and the striking. Who's the better striker here? I don't even know without
Tim.
Kim, okay. And who has better cardio? You guys know? Because
Tim.
I mean, fan cardio is very good, honestly.
They both have good cardio. It's who's a bigger
Okay.
dog, and I've seen Kim be a dog more than I think.
So the reason he's priced this way is because he's the better grappler of the two. Is that it?
Reversal.
So. And he's the more aggressive grappler.
Okay, yeah, I'll take this one. I don't have a strong opinion.
It's close. It's like a mirror matchup. It's kind of like the Tao fight, but this is with two grapplers. Very similar to that. All right, we'll go on to the next one here. Now I think we are on. Now we're actually starting the card. This is Road to UFC is over. We open up with Khan Ofli versus Yizha. Yizha is minus 205. Khan Ofli plus 175. Drav, I'll have you go first here. I mean, Yizha, pretty good fighter. Khan Ofli finally found a win in the UFC. Who do you think wins this fight?
Yeah, CPEG. What division is that? Is that it's featherweight, right? Give Sebastian, give him Ofli or Yizha. He's beating them both tomorrow. Like,
yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't really care about this fight. I think Yizha is the better fighter. I think he's the better striker. I think that he's tougher. And I think he's just more well put together, right? But I think Ofli can potentially take him down. And what I've seen with Yizha off his back, he tends to play BJJ instead of trying to get back up, right? So not the best look, but Ofli, BJJ is actually good. He's never been submitted, so I don't think Yizha is going to submit him either. I think this one go to distance, and I think it's probably going to be close. I'll lean Yizha, but I think it's going to be like a 29-20 decision. He just does more, land the bigger shots on the feet, being more aggressive a bit. I don't rate Ofli striking whatsoever. He's been hurt on the regional. We're rewatching some of his fights, and he's been KO'd badly, obviously, against Santos. So no shame in that, but still, he's there to be cracked, and I think he's going to be the better fighter here over 15 minutes.
Yep. I picked Yizha as well. I wanted to get that minus 190 price, and then open up the book, and now it's minus 205. I'm going to wait around and see what happens because there are people who like Ofli here. I think Yizha is more physical. I think he's a better striker. I think he also has more fight experience. I also think if the fight gets ugly, I trust him more to win. I really don't see him. I know he might get taken down, but I don't see him getting mauled by a guy like Ofli because I think he's both equally as strong as him. So I don't know. I like Yizha here. What do you think, Key?
I think he has a max bet on this one.
I give absolutely no fuck about this fight. Yizha, I hope he gets it done, and I think he chins him. But don't care.
This is interesting. I tend to like that. It's kind of wide.
Yeah, I bet his KO last time against Wilson, and I think it was a decent plus money just because he has so many sub compared to the KO. Let me just check. Wilson is one of the worst fighter of all time. No chin, everything. But let me just check something. I remember it was a decent price against this dude. It was plus 255 against Wilson, right? You rewatch that fight back, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Wilson doesn't really say anything about anyone, though.
What?
Like, Wilson's not really someone to, like, rate a fighter off of, I don't think, to be honest.
No, I'm saying the price. I mean, he was 250 plus 250 to knock him out. That, like, didn't make sense at all, right? So now again, it's plus 850 on the KO. So the market is not giving him enough respect on his KO because they're basing the pricing on his stats and how many submission he's got. But I don't think he's gonna submit Ofli here.
Okay. Next fight, Jonathan Micaleff versus Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott's back after that late pullout because of a sickness. Jonathan Micaleff just beat Kevin Giussette, I believe it is. And Giussette, obviously, win over Giussette has not aged very well. Odds in these two gentlemen, Micaleff is minus 133. Oban Elliott's plus 115 to plus 125. Key, Oban Elliott's one of your favorite fighters. We all know that. How do you think Oban gets it done here?
Fuck that guy. I think that Micaleff gets it done here. I think that this ends up being a 29-28 decision. Neither guy is like some big separator. Oban, even in his super clean performances, can be on thin margins due to the lack of power that he has and fight stopping ability he has. And Micaleff is just really gangly. His kicks are good, but also down the stretch, what is he going to look like? I have questions about both. If this was Pick'em, I'd be a little more inclined maybe to get to the Micaleff side, but at minus 133, I think that's probably about right, especially in Australia. Good scenes for him.
Micaleff is also really like stringy and got like weird long limbs, so like I could see him locking up a sub if Oban tries to wrestle or something like that. We know he's tricky with his leg locks as well, so I don't know. I don't want anything to do with this fight, to be honest. I got to pick a side. I'm gonna go with, I guess, Micaleff, but I'm not touching this shit, to be honest. Droff, what do you think?
Yeah, I had a bet on Elliott the first time it was booked. I think pick him or minus 105, something like that. I'm not gonna do it again this time around, just because, thinking about the matchup after placing the bet last time, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a very close fight. I don't think at pick him I have much of an edge, and one of the reasons I did it is because I think Elliott was so big of a favorite in his last couple fights. And now he was a pick'em against a step down in competition. And Micaleff was the underdog against Giuseppe, who, we know now is not really good. And now he's a favorite here. So that was one of the reasons, just only based on the market. And then skills for skill. I think Elliott is the better boxer. I think he's probably the better wrestler. But yeah, Micaleff, better BJJ, better kicks. But, he has that body kick and that head kick. But, that's about it. But he's a big dude, physical. And now he's fighting our own, which I don't really like for Elliott here. So I think Micaleff win, I guess, but I'm really not confident about that. I think it's Q who said that. I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision either way. Very close fight. Maybe Elliott win it because he's having more success with the boxing. Micaleff is there to be crack honest in the pocket, so we'll see. But Elliott doesn't have much power either. But I think he's the better striker and the better wrestler, so that's why I bet him the last time. But I think this fight's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, home cooking, Micaleff split. Who's more live to finish? Micaleff for sure.
That's a good question, honestly. I'm not sure about that, but I tend to agree with Peg, but I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be a sub, if anything, like some fluky type of sub or something like that. Next fight, Taurus Finney versus Jacob Malkoun. Malkoun come back off of almost a 2-year layoff. He is minus 138. Taurus Finney is plus 120. Key will have, I'm going to have you go first here. Taurus Finney, the most boring fighter in the UFC, fighting a guy coming off a long layoff who's an extremely good grappler. How do you think this goes?
Yeah, this is weird. If this was Malkoun with a relatively active schedule and not close to a 2-year layoff and some nerve issues, I believe. Yeah,
sciatica from a slip disc.
Yeah, so that's hell to deal with. Anything back related, it gets scary in this game, especially for guys who wrestle and grapple a lot. I feel like that is definitely a sign that you're moving towards the tail end of your career. So if this was regular Malkoun, I'd probably instantly get down on a bet here. I think he's the better striker between the two. Malkoun's single leg is undefeated against anybody, even Brendan Allen. So Malkoun's goated in my mind forever. I know he's super boring to some people, but the guy is solid. I mean, he has some durability issues himself. He's been chinned and hurt before against multiple guys. And so I there's worries on his side. I think that the durability mixed in with the injuries is just not a good sign for me to want to be eating -150, even -135 currently right now. But I think that Finney's path comes through a lot of him being just an ultra athlete. I think mean bonks that can either steal him the rounds or win him the fight, period. Just darting in. And I know that he's with DC's camp full time now, which is good to see. I mean, if there's anybody to deal with the undersized wrestler, I think you want to go to the king himself. So I think that's a good move for him to be with Team DC and all of those guys. But I just still think that there's a lot of holes in his game. On top, it's not like he's going to control Malkoun. He hasn't controlled anybody really on top. And then it becomes a thing of cardio. His cardio has not looked the best, and he's been hurt and tagged up multiple times through his Dana White Contender Series run. So I think that we could see finishes here. Unders is sneaky, props. There's some prop ways to play this. But I don't think that this ends up being a boring fight. I think that we end up getting some action out of this one way or another. But I'm definitely not eating -135 when the guy was coming back from a slip disc and sciatica against the ultra athlete who is going to look much faster here early.
I'm trying to remember what line I played Malkoun at. I played him at -150. So I'm getting reversed now, which is always a good sign. I think Malkoun is just he's going to be able to wrestle Torres Finney here. He's going to be able to stop the wrestling of Torres Finney. And if his fight ends up staying on the feet, he's a much cleaner striker. He can sit behind a jab well. He puts together the game a lot better than Torres Finney does. Yeah, he's coming off an injury, 2-year layoff. Kind of tough, but he's in his own backyard. I kind of think he wouldn't be coming back. He was contemplating retirement. He's coming back. I don't think he'd be coming back if he seems like a reasonably sound guy. So I don't think he'd be coming back if he wasn't ready for it. I think he beats Finney by decision here. What do you think, Trav?
Good fight, honestly. I'm really surprised to see how this one's gonna go. So yeah, to break it down, I think Malkoun's the better striker, more experience, better cardio, good jab. I think that's gonna be landing here. So there's one thing. Malkoun, I've seen him on bottom, and he has really good scrambles, and he's very hard to hold down. And his wrestling has been proven against good competition, right? He took down Allen multiple times. He controlled him for some minutes. Good single leg, decent top control. And yeah, so I know he can take down people. I know he can get up if taking down. I know he can scramble. I know he can do that for 15 minutes against good opponents. And on the feet, yeah, his chin is not the best, but it's not like he's going to get knocked out every fight, right? It's not like that, but he can be chin. So Finney on the other side is not as proven. And something to notice about these guys, they're usually fighting taller, longer guy, and now they're going to be fighting, two guy that, I mean, Finney is way more explosive and he's way more shredded to put it that way, but they're both like 5'9", I think, right? So Finney, obviously explosive wrestling, more physical, powerful guy. But the thing I don't like with him is when he take people down, he doesn't do much with them, first of all, and then his top control is not very good. So if you have one guy that his top control is not good in the first place, and he's fighting another guy who has good scramble and won't really accept bottom position, then it makes me to believe that Finney won't really control this fight for a long period of time on the ground. And then if that's the case, I need you to have very good cardio, because you're going to need to work and work again. And these judges, when you do nothing on top, they don't like that, right? Like the Valentine fight, he clearly won, but it was a split decision. It was close because he didn't do anything on the feet. So here in this fight, I think in round one, Finney's going to take him down. I think his explosivity, his physicality will be too much. But as the fight goes, I've seen Finney slow down before. I don't think his cardio is the greatest. So I favor Malkoun in the later rounds. I think Malkoun can take him down. And then there's no tape of Finney off his back. I have no idea what he looked like, and I've watched a lot of tape. So I tend to believe his cardio when he's tired. What I meant is I tend to believe that his ground game when he's tired of bottom won't be good, and he won't have an easy time getting back up, but I don't have evidence to say so. But yeah, so when he's tired, I think Malkoun's going to take him down, and I think Malkoun might be able to defend some takedowns. And Finney's striking, I don't rate it at all. I don't think it's good. He does have some power. I guess he could maybe bunk, but I don't think, again, it's super likely. So and now he's taking a step up in competition, and Malkoun is taking a step down in competition. So I think Malkoun is the rightful favorite. I think he should be around -150, 60%. And, adding their layoff, the injuries and everything, it's scary to bet him at chalk. But I think he's the better fighter, and I think he should win this fight. And he's also fighting at home. But yeah, Finney with DC, maybe some improvements there. I think that's good for him. So yeah, I think Malkoun's going to win. Probably by decision.
Key is back. Yeah, he is. Pass for me. Leans Malkoun. Yeah, I think he sucks, to be honest. I think I'm going to take a stab at fight doesn't go the distance here. I mean, yeah, I guess Malkoun could get chinned. It's a possibility. It's not actually. It's a hologram peg got from Timu. It's Kimu. He's still on the cruise. What did they do with the real one? That's funny. All right, next fight. The Battle Giraffe, Cam Rowston versus the GOAT of the UFC, Cody Brundage. These two matching up, it's crazy. Cody Brundage 11-7, Cam Rowston 13-3. Odds on Cam Rowston, he's -345. Cody Brundage is +285. Key, I'm having you go first here. I mean, are you ready to bet Cody Brundage at plus odds with me and enjoy the Cody Brundage experience?
I mean, I'm pretty confident that is the only way to attack this fight from a money line perspective. As stupid and crazy as that sounds,
it's not that stupid or that crazy, to be honest.
I think that people are starting to feel Cam Rowston a little too much. Like,
dude, it's crazy. Dana White, everyone hated him.
Good, and I get it. He's come on and gotten 2 knockouts in a row, and the Brandon Holmes fight is just unserious. But Petrovsky was funny. I still don't rate the guy. He has the tools. I just think that he's a really stiff athlete and not very good. But I think Brundage is live to bonk here in the first 5 minutes as usual. But after that, Cody doesn't like fighting. Like, truly, it seems at least. So for me, it's a pass fight. I would not be parlaying Cam Rowston. I think that the day is going to come where everybody realizes, like, oh shit, this guy isn't good.
Yeah, I don't get this guy, Cam Rowston. I really don't. I think his striking is very subpar. Obviously, he was a grappler when he was younger. I don't really get it. Cody Brundage is impossible to predict. Everyone still continues to try and predict him, and they haven't figured out that he is impossible to predict. You don't know what you're going to get with this guy. You could get a world champion level fighter, or you get the worst fighter who's looking for the door. You never know what you're going to get here, and he's always big plus odds. So I wonder if you bet Cody Brundage money line for 1 unit every single fight of his career, you'd have to be up money, right? I think so. You'd be up slight money because he's got a draw, no contest, a win, and then 2 losses, right?
Yeah, you would for sure be up. Like, he was plus 450 against Malkoun when he had a spectacular knockout. By the way, fun fact, I cashed 10 units on that fight. I had round 1 KO, and I had Malkoun. No, what is it? Let me just check. Make sure I don't say.
Well, I think you should take 2 units of that 10 that he paid you and put it on him here, because I think he's going to win this fight. I think I'm not buying the whole hype behind the Battle Draft.
I mean, you guys know I'm not high on this Rowston, guys. I've tried to fade him before. Yeah, so I had Brundage core no action plus 400 and KO 1 1600. I had a unit total on that, cash for 10 units. Shout out to him. He's a legend for that. You know what I may like on this fight, actually, is maybe the under 1.5.
Okay. You think Cam comes out swinging?
It's -125. Not really Cam. Cody will. Like, I mean, that's his pat. Like, normally when he wins, he tend to finish people, right?
Yeah.
So his last 5 wins in the UFC are all round 1 finishes. And when he doesn't get a first round finish, he normally lose or get finished himself in round 1 or in round 2. And then if you look Cam Rowston, like, he only has 3 decisions. A lot of his fights are round 1 or round 2 finishes. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Cody, if he doesn't finish him, the problem is he's just going to quit. Like, I mean, Cam is not the best, but I mean, he has good cardio and he's tough. Like, we need to give him that, right? He's a tough guy and he has good cardio. I don't think his striking is all that. I used to not rate his power. I'll say it's maybe improving a bit. But yeah, Cody can cracking absolutely. But I don't know, man. Betting Cody Brundage just feel like, I don't know. I feel like a bad click.
It's a man's game. I get it.
Yeah,
You're not ready for that. It's a man's game.
I may let you play that game first and alone, sadly. You know what? Cody Brundage round 1 is 600. You probably get like plus 800 on commercial. I think that's decent.
Yeah. Alan Perez butthole also likes that. Cody loves getting in the back of the head DQ. Brundage round 1.
That was a crazy one. Hey, what's up, Pepe?
Pepe? Thanks for joining us. Great to see my 3 Afro-Americans and Canadian back. You got it, brother. Let's see. We got Brundage holding the belt up in 2027. Oh, my God.
There you go. The best to do it.
All right. Next fight.
Title defense over Cam Rowston.
Next fight. Junior Tafa versus Billy Elekana. Odds in these two gentlemen, you get Billy Elekana minus 240. You get Junior Tafa plus 205. Drav, I'm going to have you go first. Billy Elekana, right? Big dog to Guskov. Then he was a big dog to Aslan. Then he was a favorite versus Kevin Christian. Now we got him as a big favorite versus Junior Tafa. Really good striker, 0 grappling, white belt. How do you think this fight goes?
I don't know about very good striker, honestly. Like, the more he fights, the more I think his striking might actually suck, man.
I think he just sucks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he's not good. He should not be in the UFC. That's a shame he's still there. Yeah, I don't care about this guy fight anymore. I don't even want to think about betting it. Sometimes I've bet this guy too much, man. I thought, like, he should beat this fucking Toko guys. And, he got submitted. Like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, again, Billy, I don't rate him too much, but he's working. He's trying to win, and he has good grappling. I mean, not good grappling, but he has decent grappling, and that's enough to beat Tafa and submit him. So I feel like I think Billy's gonna take him down, and he's just gonna submit him.
I think so too.
Tafa has no ground game, but I mean, Billy's striking is not good, but like he knows what to do to play safe, not make too many mistakes sometimes, but. It's boring to watch sometimes, like the fucking Ebo Aslan fight. But yeah, I think he should win this fight, and I think he should take him down and submit him easily. But we'll see if he does that. Sometimes these fighters just, they want to stand and bang. Like Paddy Pimblett is like, yeah, let me just strike with Gagey. Let's see how it goes. Oh, round 5, I'm getting beat up. Let me try to wrestle now. Too late, boy. Your face is already fucked up.
It's crazy. And, I'm gonna take Billy here, to be honest with you, and I'm gonna lay the chalk on it. If it's still minus 220 tomorrow when I get back to New York, I will be betting it, and that's because I think he could win by submission. I think he win off volume. I think he could win off pace. I think he's just a better all-around MMA fighter, and I think Tafa's a fraud. So it's pretty straightforward for me. I think it could probably look free. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, fuck this fight. Like I don't know who would care.
You can be doing that now these days because you're not on the podcast. You need to give us a breakdown on every fight.
Absolutely awful. Like
so why is that?
Elekana stare. Like
yeah, you gotta tell us why it's bad.
If he gets it to the mat, this should be an easy sub. If he decides to sit and stare, then this could potentially end up into a stupid dick swinging contest. I expect Tafa to look desperate. Whenever he is on the feet, I expect him to look desperate and swinging for huge shots because he knows that if this touches the mat, this is a pretty quick L for him. So, Elekana by fucking heel hook.
Yeah. I mean, more Elekana. Yeah, my only regret is not betting Elekana against Ebo when I called it too. Billy's going to stand and bang.
He might do it. He might do it.
Yeah. Billy's striking defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Sub plus 215. That's fine. It'd probably be better on commercial books, though.
Yeah, Peg's going to hit that 250 limit line. He's going to track it for 2 units.
Under 1.5. Not bad. Not bad.
I don't think it's bad either.
Peg, pull this up. Bet the point deduction is a draw. Sprinkle. This fight reeks a disgusting draw. That'd be crazy.
Yo, what's the odd on that? What's the odd?
I don't know. You tell me.
So now we have some good fights. Like, give us the next fight. Like, I mean, we have a good fighter that should be on this card, but fighting a guy that's, you know, I don't
Ask.
know what.
But guys,
I mean,
main card time. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. Key is back. You want Key to get back? You got to get us to 1,100 subscribers. It's the only way Key's coming back. That's what he told us. So, like,
oh, that's the
comment,
deal.
subscribe, comment for the algorithm. All those things get us to the top.
Yeah, I mean, we need to ask them questions so they have something to say in the comment peg. So I guess I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask you guys on the main event, right? We're not there yet, but we're gonna talk about it soon. But on the main event, give us now in the comment before we break it down. Let us know in the comments on the video. I'm gonna answer your comments after. I always go watch them. But on the main event, do you guys think that Volkanovski is live to finish Diego Lopes? I want to know in the comments. Let us know if you think he is. I think that's a hot take this week. I'm not saying you will, but I just want to know your answer about that. I'm gonna tell you my reason sooner or later. But yeah, this fight, we have my boys back.
All right, so we got Drav's boyfriend, Quillian Salkilld versus Jamie Mullarkey. Odds on these two gentlemen, Jamie Mullarkey's plus 575, Salkild's minus 800. Drav, how does your boyfriend get it done?
I think that the time he's going to be fighting these days, I'm going to have to do the mustache because, you know, he might just be the GOAT, you know, at this stage, right? You guys know how good I think this guy is, and I think the fact he's getting Mullarkey is just going to be another, you know, easy finish probably. You have no idea, bro. So the only thing though I'll say about this is, remember, Salkilld is mostly a grappler, right? I know he has these KOs these days, right? But just be careful, right? I know Mullarkey's never been submitted; he's been KO'd I don't know how many times. But if Salkilld won, he can take that dude down and submit him. Like, you know, I'm just gonna tell you straight up. But if he get one head kick or just one big punch, you know, Mullarkey. I mean, I've tried to fade this Mullarkey dude because I think he's completely cooked against this Bedoya bum, right? And in round 1 and 2, I was like, yeah, fucking stupid bet. And then in round 3, he's walking him down, and Mullarkey is tired, and his face is all bust up. Bedoya has no power, and I was like, it might be enough for him to get knocked out, right? So he was running away in round 3, getting kind of wobble a bit. So yeah, I mean, Salkild's gonna finish him. I'm not sure, but he's gonna finish him. Yeah, no more. I don't need to break this fight down too much. He's a massive favorite, but you know, me and my guys will find some ways to bet it and make some money on Salkilld again. Remember the last fight, people were all saying, "Oh, Nasrat Akbaras, right? He's a way better striker. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna defend the takedown, everything, right?" But you know, this fight's gonna be a close decision, or you know, everything. My boy go like, yeah, you know what? Short notice. Doesn't matter. Flying all across the world. I'm putting this dude out cold. Pang.
What do you think of the under? What do you think of under?
Yeah, I think it's decent. I'm not sure I'm going to play that, but I'm going to think about it a little bit more. And, you know, I'll
or
see.
ITD. What do we need to know?
I wouldn't be betting the KO. I'll tell you that. Because the KO is minus, I think it's like minus 120 or something on Bet Online now. The ITD is bad. So you can't really be playing that, but you're gonna find some ways to play. I need to see the props when they drop it, like on Rivers and Fender.
Spread is minus 600.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be betting that either, but you know, I think that's cashing easily, probably. Yeah, but probably. You know what you want to play that for?
Key, do you want to waste your breath here?
Salkild's my boy, so I fuck with him. This shouldn't be sanctioned. This is like sad.
Yeah, talk about also not being sanctioned. We got Bam Tai Tuivasa versus Taliesin Texieria. Taliesin Texieria 8-1. Bam Tuivasa.
No, I want to answer Dixon comment first.
All right, here, I'll throw it up for you 1 second. Let me pull that back.
So he actually did DM me on Twitter, and he said, you know, I'm gonna wrestle to a decision. So just, you know, I'm just saying that now, but don't smash the decision line, right? Wait for commercial. The books, the odds going to be better. Bet 2-3 units on like the +7, +800, and you're going to be rich, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm kidding. He never said that, but you know, if the fight go the distance, he's going to win. So, you know,
yeah, free.
He won't go the distance. Unfortunately, I don't think so, but yeah.
All right. Bam Tuivasa, 5 losses in a row. Texieria coming off of a fraud ending of the fight. now they're matched up against each other. We got Texieria at -275. You got Bam Tai Tuivasa at +235. Key, how does this fight go?
If Ty wasn't just going through a fucking like weight loss challenge for this camp, I would actually bet him here probably. But like you take a look at his Instagram, like he was a fat fuck like just 20 weeks ago. Like it's not like he's been like, oh, I've had a year of like being back in the lab and I've been in shape. He has been in with Cyril Gane a good bit, which is good. But again, like you're spending a decent amount of camp just trying to lose weight rather than even getting in a rhythm and finding your skills again. And coming off of 5 straight losses, I mean, it's obvious that this is probably do or die for him. And I think that this is probably a decent matchup because
he's so hittable.
Yeah, Towson's hittable. He doesn't use his length well. And he just does not seem to be a great fighter. So Ty's still tough. He still is fighting hard. I do think that there was a run at the end of that 2022 where he was just taking insane damage. But I think that the time off has done probably good things for his chin. But again, like you spend most of your weeks in camp just trying to get down to 265, most likely. Like, because he was, I don't know if y'all saw the picture, like he was
like 350 or something like that.
Had to be like he was.
No, I think it was more than that. I think it was like 400 plus or something.
Yeah, like he was genuinely not even looking close to anybody's athlete. So like you're coming from fat guy off the couch to trying to get back to prime Bam Bam to Tuivasa state. I just don't think that it happens in one camp. So there's just too many red flags on the side of Tuivasa, but it's Tuivasa or pass. There is no parlaying Towson here. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I was looking into this fight. Originally, was like, yeah, I'm gonna bet Towson here. This is gonna be easy. Ty's not gonna be able to do it. But then I kind of went back and watched the fight against Derek Lewis and watched his Dana White Contender Series fight and watched most of his fights, and he just stands there with his head up and just gets hit. And then he gets into a crazy firefight. They both swing, and he usually ends up winning. Guy in Tai Tuivasa, he'll knock you out in a firefight. And his chin's actually not as bad as I thought it was. So, yeah, I think it's dog or pass here for me, but I probably don't plan to touch this fight. What do you think, Trav?
Yeah, so I'm just going to read something for the people in the chat. And Key, you can unmute you, and I just want you to try not to laugh for what I'm going to say. So, Peg did all this tape, and he wrote in our chat that we have together. He said, the Shera finish only is -320. I almost made that a 5-unit play. And then I said, 250 limit, though. He said, oh, you see the angle too? And then he answered, bro, you can be serious. And then he go like he was trolling. He was clearly not, but...
Right. I had to just make sure everyone watched tape,
because that was one of your best one in 2026 thus far. But
all right,
for my breakdown on this fight, to go back to serious things, I mean, I think they're gonna swing, man. And if they swing, I don't know who's gonna win, honestly, because I think Teixeira, like, he's obviously skilled, he's better at distance and everything, right? He's bigger, blah blah blah. He's more the athlete, everything. If anyone grapple, it's him, blah blah blah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're just going to stand and bang. And it's just a matter of how Ty is at this point. Is he going like all in? I'm going to knock this guy out because I want to keep my job, or is he just not going to care? And, you know, how's the durability is going to be now? I have a lot of question about him, but it is clearly dog or pass. I don't think you can be laying -300 on Teixeira. But I think Teixeira probably get him, you know, with the big knees, with the big kicks. Like, he has more weapon in the clinch, especially, which I think is going to give Ty a lot of issues. But yeah, I think Ty has a chance to knock him out, honestly. That's why I think the finish only for Teixeira is probably a lock at -320.
Teixeira,
yeah, he does. He does.
320 is not that bad of a look.
Sorry, Peg. You know it's all love.
I know. It's okay. He already fought someone with this build and stuff.
Yeah, he did. That's true. He knocked him dead, right?
Yeah, best Stefan Struve. Let's see. Taito Vasa. Jilan Volante. Yo, this guy Anthony thinks you're the GOAT. I said it multiple times.
I am.
I mean, that's possible too.
What did you say, Pepe? I didn't see the last one.
He said that Tuivasa may not stand and bang. He was super conservative and slow versus Rose.
Yeah, that's a good point. But Teixeira is gonna Teixeira is gonna try to fight him.
He's gonna make him fight. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he won't because he got caught against Lewis, but I think he probably will, and he's there to be hit in the pocket.
All right. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Ruffy. Ruffy, no longer a fighting nerd. He's in Thailand and in Volk's gym. Fiziev, fuck knows who he is. He's probably still in Thailand too somewhere. Fiziev is sitting at plus 108. Mauricio Ruffy minus 125. Key, I'm going to have you go first here. Do you think Ruffy pulls out all the tricks and knocks out Fiziev, or does Fiziev show there's levels and this might be too much too soon?
Yeah, I fuck with Fiziev, but I don't know. This is kind of a weirdly uninspiring fight to me because due to the styles, they're both somewhat low tempo, flashy strikers who definitely win off of moments. I think Fiziev has the better process, but I have to assume that Ruffy is definitely making strides in terms of a minute winning perspective, being with Volk and getting some work in with a lot of those guys. He is still a fighting nerd. I just believe with this camp, for the logistic purposes, I believe the head coach for Fighting Nerds just wasn't able to give as much time or wasn't able to do all the traveling with Ruffy. So I'm passing on this fight. I really don't. I could see either guy getting hurt. I think that this comes down to one big strike or two per round. And that is not a fight that I'm running to back whenever it's close odds. It'll be interesting to see who comes out and starts faster. But I generally, to lower volume, flashy strikers who want to pick their shots really well, I think that this ends up being somewhat of an underwhelming fight from an entertainment standpoint.
Yeah, I'm on Mauricio Ruffy here. I think we saw some durability issues with the Gaethje Fiziev fight, a fight ago. I don't think that ever since the injuries, I don't think Fiziev is the same as he used to be, honestly. And I think this is a striker's delight fight, and it's kind of the fight Ruffy wants. He doesn't have to worry about any wrestling or grappling. And if Fiziev is trying to wrestle and grapple, this is already bad. So I don't know. I'm on Ruffy here. I think he gets back in the win column against an older gentleman in Fiziev. What do you think, Drav?
Very good fight. I'm looking forward for this one. I got Ruffy in his last one over BSD. Made me a ton of money on that fight, but that's a completely different matchup here. And yeah, I agree with you. I think it's probably going to be close. The difference for me in this fight, though, is I think Ruffy has more chance to get a knockout and to hurt Fiziev than the other way around. Yeah, so Fiziev obviously is a great striker. We know that. He lent a bit more volume. He has, I'll say, maybe better kicks to win minutes and stuff like that. But Ruffy, I think, is going to compete with Fiziev on minutes, on volume, right? Because Fiziev is going to be there to be hit at distance. The difference, I think, Ruffy is going to have the bigger moments, and I think he's, again, more likely to land a big spinning wall kick, a big head kick, a big punch down the pipe that hurt or put Fiziev down. And Fiziev, again, he's getting older, a lot of injuries. He actually put out of his last fight against Charles Oliveira that we booked a couple months ago because he was injured again. Took a lot of damage in his last couple fights. And I think Ruffy, with a new look, with Volkamp and everything, being humble in his losses, I feel like he might take that the right way with the people he has around him. That's also good to be already acclimated to Australia, been there already. Fiziev has to travel all across the world. And yeah, so I think Ruffy slight favorite makes sense. That's what the market is right now. And I think he's going to hurt him at some point. Is he going to finish him? I'm not too sure. But yeah, taller, longer, younger, better at distance, and more likely to finish in a close fight. I'll lean his way.
Okay. Texieria, okay. Fiziev split decision. Dixon Sider loves these split decision props. Champ likes Fiziev. I love the moves Ruffy has made, but I don't think he spent enough time there for things to come into effect. Fiziev at the end of the day is still a great strider. Gonna pay the mortgage. I think Ruffy's legs are going to get annihilated by Fiziev's leg kicks. I don't know about that. Shout out BSD for the bag. I think we were all there for that. We'll be shocked if Fiziev doesn't get a couple takedowns.
Yeah, personally, I don't think he's gonna grapple here, and even if he does, I don't think he's gonna have much success.
No, I think Fiziev will
he's
see it
gonna hold
coming.
down Ruffy.
Fiziev will see it coming. Oh, I'm sorry. Ruffy will see it coming also. His takedowns are relatively telegraphed. All right. Dan Hooker versus BSD in our co-main event. BSD finally getting it. I don't even know if Dan Hooker's in the top 5 anymore. At least I guess he's number 12 now. Easy fight for BSD. We got a guy who can't grapple and can't do jiu-jitsu versus BSD, who's an elite physicality and grappler and pace. Just don't get knocked out. Line on these two gentlemen. Hooker is plus 270. BSD is minus 330. I mean, Drav, how do you think this fight goes? Do you think is there any value on Dan Hooker? Let me phrase it that way.
I don't really think so. Yeah, I mean, Dan Hooker can obviously strike and land some big knees, and he's a better striker and everything, right? He's fought a lot of guys, but at this stage of his career, we know that if he gets taken down against a good grappler, he's probably in trouble. And I think BSD is super legit on the mat. He's very, very strong. Good rear naked choke, very good on the back, good arm triangle. I think his submission skills are better than Arman Tsarukyan, honestly. And Arman Tsarukyan was able to get the arm triangle against Dan Hooker. I think it's going to be no different when BSD get on top of him, and he will get on top of him. Dan Hooker would try to pull guillotine or something. I don't know. I don't think his fight IQ is great. And even against Gamrot, he got hurt in that fight. And yeah, I've bet him against Gamrot in decision. It was a big cash. Like, shout out to him for that. But one of the reason I did is because Gamrot has no danger factor and he's not dangerous on top. So Dan can make a lot of mistakes. He can try a lot of front chokes because Gamrot top control is not good and he has no submissions finishing skills at the ILS level, and he's not dangerous on the feet. But here, BSD is going to pressure him, and if Dan make mistakes on the mat, he's going to get finished. So I think BSD is going to get him probably in round 1 or round 2, and I think it's going to be by submission.
All right, Key, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I got BSD parlayed as a final leg to my Ty Miller and him parlay. I think they should clean up pretty easy here. Dan is completely shot from a durability standpoint, I believe. I mean, the cuts, the scar tissue. He's shot in general. Yeah, in my mind, he's leaning towards like Diaz brother territory in terms of durability. I think that he's going to continue to be a guy that just gets cut up so easily and does not wear damage super well. I think that here BSD can butcher him with pressure on the feet, but he's with Nicholas Ott. I made us I think all three of us a big bag against Ruffy last time.
Yep.
I think that this is pretty clear. Get this to the mat, and from there, this should look pretty one-sided. I think BSD continues to regain some of the hype that he once had.
Yeah, tend to agree. Ground and pound live, heavy on top. I mean, yeah, definitely. I think BSD could clip him. It's always a possibility. Who would you guys? All right, let's answer this question. Who would you parlay BSD with from this card?
Nobody, and that's part of the reason why.
Billy Elekana, I would parlay him with Billy Elekana. I would parlay him with maybe Sulrangbo. Maybe one of those two, I guess. I think that's who I'd parlay him with. Got to be another favorite like that. I think those are the only two comfortably big favorites. All right. Yeah, Nicholas Ott, the GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT. Remember we told you guys before it was cool. Best coach in the game. I trust them, and I have a lot of trust in him.
Man, you just knew that because you're the only one who knows how to speak French in the MMA community.
I mean, you could watch the interview and translate the interview in English if you have, really want to do it, really want
I'm
to,
too busy doing tape, bro. I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
I also have what's his name parlayed with BSD, Gene Silver from last week, so it's like -115. That's how I played it. All right, main event time, a rematch: Volk versus Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes obviously beat Gene Silva. In the meantime, Volk is coming back to defend his belt for the first time against the same guy he beat not for the belt, but beat, I guess, to gain the belt back. And the line is almost the exact same. Volk is -145. Diego Lopes is +130. I'll go first. I bet Volk the first time, was pretty happy about it. I was there in Miami when it happened. Great way to see him get his belt back. Now Diego Lopes has done his camp strictly for this fight. He's coming off a win over Gene Silva, who's a very good fighter, and that round 1 was pretty dominant. Don't get me wrong, round 2, it looked like Gene Silva was starting to put it together. But, the spinning elbow, and I have all my friends telling me how could you say that was a close fight? It was a close fight. But that being said, we don't really know where Volk's at this point now that he's got the belt back. What more could you possibly have to fight for? What does this look like, winning this belt and winning this fight again? Like, do you retire? What do you do? And Diego Lopes, hungry dogs run faster. It's now or never for this belt. So if he doesn't get it now, he's fucked. So he's got to get it. I think he hurt Volk the first time. Volk also hurt him. But I don't know. I think Diego Lopes knows it's now or never, and I'm thinking about it, but I bet Volk the first time. I might be on Diego Lopes as a dog the second time. So it's dog or pass for me personally, but I probably won't bet it because Volk's my favorite fighter. Key, what do you think for the main event?
Yeah, first, I believe we have 68 viewers live on YouTube, but only 22 likes. So make sure you hit that like button before we end.
Come on.
But in terms of the breakdown for this fight, I backed Volk last time. I think all 3 of us did.
Yeah.
Back Volk straight up last time. I can't get to it again due to the fact that I think that momentum is weirdly on Lopez's side. Although I do think that Volk pitched a really clean game last time out, I also think that Lopez's process was absolutely awful. And I would assume that he's going to learn from those lessons and have a little bit of a better game plan here. The issue that I have is, one, I think that Lopes kind of high rolled that win against John Silva, if I'm being completely real. Getting the back and getting mount is kind of a low percentage outcome in round 1. And then he was getting cooked up until he got the spinning elbow. Let's call it like it is. I think that here Lopes has not all, but a good chunk of the finishing upside. I think that his chin is good. He comes forward nonstop. I think that one could sort of look at him as sort of like a steroided version of Brian Ortega back in the day for the Volk matchup in 2021. But I think that here Lopes bonks him at least once in this fight. Like, I don't think that Volk is going to be able to pitch a clean shutout. I think that he has at least one moment that, like he had last fight. I'm not looking to back -150 again in a fight where I think that you have to pretty much pitch a clean game for 25 minutes, which he's capable of doing. But again, he just does not have the same durability. And so for that reason, it's a pass. If line gets out, I'll bet Lopes. But as of right now, I think that I'm just going to pass on this fight. This is also insanely stupid from the UFC to waste one of our legends' probably last 2 or 3 fights max on a stupid rematch that nobody wants to see whenever there's Lerone Murphy waiting off of a spinning elbow. Even Mobzar, I know people don't like him, but that's a fun test at this stage of Volk's career. I think that this is just awful management here.
Before I go, Peg, I want you to do it first, right? I asked something in the comment. We have 26 likes right now. If we get this to 40, which I think is very possible, we have 63 people watching on YouTube right now. I'll give my free bet for this main event. Peg, you can give your breakdown. I don't think you did.
Oh, I opened up with mine. I said Diego Lopes or pass for me, but I haven't bet it yet.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird for me to get that rebook as well, like you guys said. Um, yeah, so obviously, I think Volk is the better fighter. He's more skills, and like he showed Lopez some levels in his last fight. That was good to see him win, get that belt back. But again, you start to question the motivation and everything. It was a good fight, man. I mean, they both got hit with some big shots in that fight. I think Lopez has a crazy chin, man. Just the shot he was eating against Gene Silva, for example, and yeah, so I think his chin is very good, and I was impressed with Lopez cardio in the 5 rounder. One of the reasons I bet Volk I'd pick him the first fight is because I thought that he would have a big cardio edge, and turns out he didn't. So I think Lopez will have 25 minutes to try to find the kill shot again, and like you said, he will have his moments. He will probably hurt him at some point, and he has power. I think he might be a bit more aggressive this time around. Might try to grapple a bit. I don't know what he's gonna do different, but he's live to finish anyone, especially over 25 minutes. And I think Volk is declining durability wise, and he's not getting any younger. And I don't know how motivated he is for this fight, but I know for a fact he's the type of guy that's gonna work hard, train, and be prepared for sure. But yeah, like you said, I would like to see Volk versus like Murphy, Evloev, or even Gene Silva or someone like that. Like this fight is just, I hope he wins again in a certain way, and then we can
Bro,
get him.
calm down. Keep him far away from James Silva, please.
Yeah, I love Volk, but what I'm
Oh,
saying
boy.
is more
No
of a
good.
sense that
No good.
I want to see different type of matchup for him, for his legacy and everything. Like if he beat a Liron Murphy or Evloev, for example, both guys are undefeated in UFC. That's better for his resume and his legacy. So I hope he get one of the if he win this, I hope he get the winner of Murphy, Evloev, and then retire and 2026 champion, because I think he beat both Murphy and Evloev, honestly. I don't think he beat Gene Silva. I don't think he beat Gene Silva, but so yeah, I think Lopez live to finish. I think Volk probably get it again by decision. Might be close, but doing more over 25 minutes. 36 likes. I need 4 more, and I'll give my bet. Come on, boys.
I just put a like on my personal account.
We have 72 people watching live.
So I need to get that bet from you so I can tip it on my page.
Of course, you do that always every week, right? We're used to that.
Exactly. You guys know if you want draws bets for free, you just tell me. It's all good.
Hey, bring up Dylan's comment about how John Silva looked against Allen. I know, but I can go first here. I think that Arnold Allen's really fucking good. That's why I walked away with. I think that Arnold Allen did not look like he was coming off of a big time layoff. I thought that John Silva handled the fight really well and showed a lot of maturity in that fight. But I thought that Arnold Allen definitely outperformed expectations there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think I even outperformed, but Arnold Allen's not an easy task. I think his chin held up way better than I expected it to be honest. I was kind of predicting a Gene Silva KO, but dude, tough test. I also think Gene Silva kind of started off kind of slow. I don't know. He didn't really come right at him. I don't know.
I think that's because of how good Allen is. Like Allen is a fucking good fighter, man. I mean, like sometimes he can be a bit boring, but he's very technical. He's very defensively sound, and he's very fast. So
it's been a cool 25-minute fight.
So that's what I said to you guys, and I think the boys in the Discord. I said, honestly, Allen fought the best possible fight he could have over 15 minutes, and he arguably lost 30-27. So that tell you everything you need to know. I scored a fight 29-28 for Gene. I think he won round 2 and 3. But, after losing, getting humbled the way he did, coming back at having a tough first round, and then round 2 and 3, looking the way he did, very impressive against a very, very good fighter. So I think they should book him against Yair Rodriguez next. And I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but I think that would make sense and put him into title contention right away after that. But we'll see how they do. So we have the 42 likes right now, guys. So thanks you for that. So my bet for this fight, it's actually a prop that you can get on Bet Rivers right now. It's a Diego Lopez finish only. It's minus 130. I think it should be around minus 200, honestly. Like, basically, if Volk win a decision or if the fight go to decision again, you're going to get your money back. But if Lopez finish, which I think that's how you win, you're going to get paid. So I think it's safe in a certain way because I trust Lopez durability a lot. and I think the line is very short. So minus
Didn't Lopes
130.
get hurt by Volk in the first fight?
He's been hurt a bit, but he's never been like, I don't think he's ever been close to get finished. He got hurt against Gene Silva too, but I think his recovery and his chin is crazy. And yeah, I mean, he could finish. Nothing's impossible, but I don't think it's super likely. So I think it should be around, 65% this line. And, it's a big value around, minus 186. So anything under minus 150 is good. So yeah, bet that on Bet Rivers, Leo Vegas if you want, if you're in Canada or UK. And yeah, to probably have it on other books too, but that's the line I got for you guys. So make sure you're leaving a like on the show. We're going to be back. I think we have a week off. Thanks, GB, for that. Actually, I have minus 124. The line moved to minus 130. So minus 128, even better. So perfect. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment. Let us know what you think about the main event. Who's going to win and how. And we do have a week off or we don't?
No, we don't, because Bautista Oliveira is February 6th. That's the following weekend. So no, we don't.
Okay, perfect.
We have Valentine's Day off, I think, which is kind of nice. You get
it's
to go
in between. Yeah, okay, perfect. So for the week after, maybe we'll try to get a guess because it looked like a good card.
Yeah. All right, we can figure something out. Guys, that's the show. Like, comment, subscribe, drop it below. Key's still giving plays. Follow his shit. Draw, same thing. Like I said, you don't have to pay Draw. You don't want, just follow me for free.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. They're not going to have any value, any breakdown, and,
They might not, but you'll still get the pick, and that's what really matters.
Maybe they don't know, but I'm not even giving you my bets anymore, so you can't even tell anymore. So that's how the thing's going in the Discord and in our chat, because you were just telling me and Key over again. So we're not giving the bets anymore.
Trying to get you guys the best I could.
Your new strategy is you just wait on the podcast, and the podcast is over, and now you have 2-3 new ideas to bet you want to do. So I don't know why, but I
already tipped Diego Silva or Diego Lopes by whatever you said, inside a distance only, decision, no action.
Because you already did.
Yeah, it's already tipped. It's crazy.
Are you serious? You did that?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised though.
But guys, join they got all their stuff. All their links are in our Discord. Join our Discord. Come talk with us. We got stuff in there. That's pretty much it. Next week we got another good night of fights.
I guess for you guys next week.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he's gonna do it, but if you can, Key, will be a pleasure. If not, we'll see you. Mario
Batista gets to get killed by Lockdog next week. That's what we need. We need death to Mario Batista. All right. That's the show.
The card for Moreno Amabayev, they have Emil Rodriguez against your boy Kevin Boras.
And Ernesto's on that card too.
Yeah, you need to be there for that. Ernesto, and then you have the GOAT, Elin Perez.
All right, how about here's what we'll do. You guys get this video to 100 likes, and we'll make Key do a Kong Wang Mora individual video uploaded to Twitter. If you guys can get this video to 100 likes, that's how we'll do it. And he has to break down the Mora Kong Wang fight. That's it. All right. That'll be the plan. Get us to 100 likes if you want to see. He's already going to pick Kong Wang. We already know that. And I'm going to pick Mora, and Mora's going to win. But that's besides the point. That's the fights. We'll see you guys Saturday. Maybe we'll pop in the chat and watch live or something. Who knows? I got some tricks up my sleeve. Peace.